last edge, and then merge by distance. So I'll do the same thing as before. So another one here, because we'll just move stuff around. 0 everywhere. And then we'll use this again. So Shift D. There we go. And just to see what's going on, let's put this here. Okay. Wait, let me remove this. Let's just move it around so we see where it is. Okay. So this is correct. However, we need to increase the size on the y-axis. Okay. So wait, where is it? Where is it on the y? Yeah, well, it should basically select everything we need. So, oh, sorry. Okay. Now if I use this and I just plug this in here and then move this into the -x direction, it should get closer and closer. Oh, it looks like it's going to fit perfectly. Okay, just one more, and it seems pretty good to me. Yeah. So I think that's it. Then once we have this, let me just remove this here. Let's do a little merge by distance just to make sure it's all connected properly. And now we have our edges here and there. So here, which is what we wanted. Let's go merge by distance. Where is that? Here. So how do we check? For example, this point, these 2 points have to be merged. So, okay. Let's see if there are any other problems. But I think it's all good. And now, basically, after all this work, I think I can just put the surface, subdivision surface. Where is that? Mesh, subdivision surface. And I shouldn't get any weird triangles anywhere. Okay. Seems good here. And what's good about this is this edge is now, you know, nice. I mean, it now looks pretty decent. So I think the next step will be just to do the UV unwrapping of this thing. Do I put some of those? And then after that, I'll just add these things here because those have to be part of this mesh. So last time we were doing this setup here, and actually I've noticed something, that if we continue here, wait, how was it? Yeah, if we continue here, basically this is too subdivided here. I mean, even if you subdivide it this way, it's also going to do it that way. So I'm not going to subdivide, and I'll just try to extrude this a little bit and then pull it down again. But basically this whole mess, I'm going to get rid of it. So let me just get rid of all of this, because I'm not going to use any of this. And so basically this is what we had at the beginning, which was this section here. yeah. So what I'm going to do now is basically try to get this edge here, this loop, and then just extrude it a little bit towards the center, and I should be able to yeah, I'll pull it back a little bit towards here and then extrude it. I think that's a better option here. I don't know what will happen when I extrude it. Will those faces be, you know, will those faces follow? But that's the thing I don't know. So whatever. Let's try. Yeah. So first I have to select what's in here. So let's do that. So let's take this selection zone. Okay, let's adjust it. So let's pull this up a little, and then towards the right, maybe a little. Let's increase the Y value here. All right. So now if I use this as my selection node here, which I think I'll use this here to do my the moving around. So let me just go to here. Oh, that's not what I want. Let's go back to one here. Let's cancel this. Okay, so now I'm back here, and what I want is to basically for all these points to go this direction here towards the outside. Or do I want that actually? Yes, that's what I want. So I'll scale it in the Z and whatever Y direction, but I need the center to still be this thing here, the bounding box, center. So I'll just do this here, and then I want to scale it down in the Y direction. Actually no, up because the center is here, so this goes up, and then here if I increase the Z components, yeah, so I'm selecting those vertices here. Wait, why is this going like that? Yeah, because I'm scaling it. So whatever value, if this is negative, it's going to be multiplied here. So I need to multiply by some positive value here, all of them. So okay, that's fine. Then Y, same thing for Y. Okay, and now the only question is, if I want to extrude this same thing, how will that work? So let me remove this here. Let me duplicate this. So now the selection is incorrect, so I have to increase the Y value here. Okay. And now I have to extrude this, so that's the thing I do not know. I mean, what will happen here? Yeah. So let's go mesh, extrude mesh here. And this obviously is not good at all. First of all, we want to extrude the edges. That's the first thing. Then second of all, we only want to extrude this. So this is the selection. Okay. And also we want to extrude it. The offset value is not a fixed value. It's where do we want to extrude those edges? We want to extrude it towards here. So it is basically into the offset, I think I can use the position. I don't know if that's possible, but what if I take the position here? So I take the center minus the position here, so it will be extruding that way. So or this position minus the center of the object. Let's try that. But there is no guarantee that that's something that's supported here. I mean, so I'll have to take position here. The wait, is it the position of the edges? Actually, I don't think that's going to work. Wait, let me just check something here. Before I extruded anything, how was it here? It was like this. So if I extrude along the normals, here it's going to intersect. Yeah. So I cannot do that. I have to first extrude according to this. Yeah, that's a bit of a complicated situation. Let's try what I was going to do, which is input, position, position, and then yeah, I'll subtract. So actually I can just do this here, shift D this, and I'll subtract from the position. I'll subtract this, the center of the object, and then that is the direction I want to go in. So what happens now? Oh, okay, it seems to be working. But so first of all, the selection isn't working because I'm extruding those bits here. So that's the first thing. Actually I'm selecting also the edges that are, oh, okay, I'm selecting everything here, which is not what I want. So let me adjust that first of all. So let's just go M here to mute this for a while. Okay, let me make sure this is the right position here. Okay, this is the only thing I want to extrude are those bits right there. Then I don't think it will select those. I do not know, to be honest. Because to select the edge, it has to normally select both vertices. So yeah, normally this should work here. So okay, that's what I wanted. Now the only issue is that it's selecting in the wrong direction. So I wanted to go there. So basically it's the position. I want the offset to go that way. And what is that? It's the position minus that. Yeah, it's correct. It's here, position minus the center of the object. So why is it going the wrong way? Is it maybe because of the offset? I don't know. I guess it inverts the orientation or something. Because here I am taking the position and I'm removing the center of the object. So if this is, you know, 1 and here it's 2, I'm doing 2 minus 1. Yeah, which is 1, so it's not going to go the right way. Yeah, okay, so actually I made a mistake here. This is what it has to be, and then you go positive. Okay. Then there are a few problems here, which is, first of all, the edges here do not work. I have to do something quickly. Okay, so where was I? Where was this mess? Okay, so I'm here. Basically, I managed to extrude this. However, yeah, so I extruded all of this, but there are a few problems. First of all, it's going you know, inwards here. It's going to the center of the box, which is not what we want here. So there's that. And then secondly, I had to flip all the faces, because if I just extrude stuff, I end up with this here. So there are some faces that are red and white and blah blah blah. So I had to use this flip faces node, and in the selection I put all the faces that have a x component, basically, that is less than well, close to 0, less than 0 basically. If the normal is going what does that mean, less than 0x component? It means that it's going basically that way, towards the back here. So for those faces I want to flip them, which means the red ones here, because all of these faces are basically pointing in this direction, in the minus x direction here. So they have a component that's less than 0 and even less than 0.1 here. So first of all, I had to flip those faces, so that's what I did here. And then I added this AND node, because otherwise it will also select basically the ones that are here. Wait, what happens if I do not use this? Just give me a second here. If I only flip those, yeah, so it flips those correctly here. However, here at the back, it flips those faces also, which is weird, because in the original thing those faces are pointing in that direction. So they do not have an x component that's negative. So why is it flipping? Why is it flipping those here? That's a bit weird. No, okay, yes, it's correct. So basically they're pointing in that direction. Even if they're blue here, they're still pointing there. So, and the red ones that are here are also pointing there. So if I only say, hey, I want the faces pointing in the minus x direction to be flipped, then you'll get this mess. You'll go from this to this. So yeah, it's not correct. So yeah, so I have to also precise, and I have to put an AND node here saying that I also want to select whatever's in this area here. So let me just connect this properly here. Okay, so that fixes the problem. Why does it fix the problem? Because it's also selecting the faces that are in this selection zone. So it will ignore these here. Okay, so now once we do all of this, oops, this got disconnected. Once we do all of this, we get this, basically this thing that is properly oriented, so that we don't have any more those red faces that are here and here. Then the second issue is that it's going in here. So basically it's the extrusion, the problem here. So the offset is correct, so we want it to go in that direction, yes, but only for the Z and the y-axis. We do not want it to go in the x direction here, otherwise it goes inside the box. So let's just take our offset vector here and vector separate. So we want the original vector except for the z here, which we want it to be 0. So we'll recombine this, combine it again. Okay, and so we'll combine the x and the y, however the z should be 0 here, which is not what we want at all. What is going on here? The offset, oh actually no, it's the one we don't want is the x, right? So we want z and y. Okay, and now we get exactly what we wanted, which is an extrusion, you know, like this, not going in the box. So that's correct. Now the other problem here is we have to delete everything that's in here, in this edge here, and then we'll extrude everything inside again, so we can get the right geometry. However, if I do that directly, I'll have this problem here. Well, I'll get rid of this edge if I were to just extrude this in that direction. So this is another problem here. How do we fix that? Yeah, what I'm thinking is so I have, this is basically all correct, except for the fact that here I need another edge here in between this thing. So I cannot do the subdivision, otherwise I'll get subdivisions here also, which is not correct. Yeah, this is complicated. But there's another issue here, is that when I'm extruding this, I think I'm getting rid of the... Am I not getting rid of this? No, I'm not getting rid of the loop, so it's fine. It's still looping correctly here. But I have to extrude it halfway and then manage to stick it to here, to the back face, but without touching these here. Maybe what I can do here is just delete everything here except this back face and these things right there. I think that should work. And then extrude this region. So let's just first let's delete everything except this back face and these edges here, which are useful. So let's first do that. So I'll select everything that's here at the back. So that's the first step. And in order to do that, I need to have a join geometry here. Then I need this. Okay. Let's remove the initial box here because this is confusing. Okay. And then let's adjust the selection zone here. So first of all, let's decrease the depth here. So no, actually it's here. Okay. And then let's look at the height and everything. It seems correct. So let's just position this a little bit at the back. Okay, let's see what happens if I just delete everything except that. So mesh, where is it? Where's delete mesh? Come on. Is it delete geometry actually? Okay. And I want to delete everything except what I have here. So here, let me just put a not thing here. So not this. Perfect. Okay, so I have basically the back face here, which is what I want. Why is this okay, yes, that's normal. And so if I just put this aside here, I'll just put this aside and I'll come back to my initial object here, which was this. So now what I want is to do the following. I want to delete everything that's inside here, extrude this a little bit back, and then I'll join this thing I've done here. So so yeah, that's what I'll do here. So so I need to do what? I need to do another selection delete. So here, Shift D. Okay, go here, delete this. Let's put this also here so I can see what I'm deleting basically. So for now, let's just mute this for a while, just so I can get the positioning correct. The position might actually be all right, actually. Let's see what happens if I just do this, delete. Let's unmute this. It seems pretty correct. Yeah, so now if I just remove this, okay, I get that. So so now what happens if I take the thing I had here before, which is this, and then I just join it here, right? Okay, but I want to scale it also so it fits a bit better. Wait, that's vertices. No. I need the general transform here. Shift D. Okay. Yeah. And let's just go one here. Okay. And then for this to fit properly, I need to scale it down in the Z and Y direction. So Z and Y, scale it down a little. Okay, this should normally do it. If I look at it on this axis here, I can make sure I have the right scale. Well, first of all, let's remove this horrible mess here. We have, yes, let's remove this thing here. Okay. Now we need to scale it a little bit further on the Y. I think this is probably correct, but let's just go 7.8 just to make sure. Okay, 7.9. Okay. Yeah, I think we can just go 0.8. Okay. And then the height here, if I just put, yeah, that's not correct. Well, we need to translate it a little bit, you know, a little bit lower position. It needs to go a little bit lower here, so this is too much. So minus 0. Let's say 0.5. Okay, what does that give us? It's pretty nice here, and then pretty good here also, let's say. Okay, so basically that's what we want here. Okay, now what else? What else? So now we can go to our perspective view again, and I'll extrude this towards our back face here. And it should normally fit because I have these two lines here, which are basically here, which will connect here. Okay. Then what happens here, basically I have two faces here on this angle here. I need two edges, which I have here. Okay, so yeah, it should all fit properly. Let's just do the extrusion. Let's just do that. I could extrude the back face here also. I could also extract that, but I need these edges to be close, so it so we have a nicer subdivision later on. So what will I add here? I'll do the extrusion. So geometry, where is that? Mesh, extrude mesh, I think. Okay, and for now I'll just go to 0 so we do not get confused with stuff. Yeah. Okay, and then well, basically I need one of my stuff here. Let's go here, let's connect this here. Okay, and then let's look at our geometry here. What can I say? Where's the box? First of all, where's this box? Where is it? Am I dreaming or what? Okay, no, it is here. What is going on? Ah, okay. Let me reposition this here so we get a nicer view. And then I just want to decrease the height a little. Okay, let's pull this down a little bit. I think I'm selecting it. I'm selecting this edge, right? Let me just pull this down a little. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's pull this there. I should be also selecting this, and then let's just decrease the width of the box. Okay. Now if I do this, and this is my selection, and I go into the selection here, and then in the offset we want to go in the -x direction. So let me just also do this real quick. So input vector, okay, okay, -x, okay, and we want to extrude the edges. Okay, well, it seems to be working well. So we'll do one extrusion first, so that we get this nice rounded, we get this nice edge, which will hopefully not be too rounded out. And then we'll do this again. However, I'll extrude a different region, obviously. So let's go Shift D here. Let's go there. Let's remove this. Let's plug this one in. Okay, and then here I'll decrease the depth. Oh, okay, yes, no, it's fine. I decrease the depth of this, so I'll only select a small region. Okay, and then I'll pull this back a little. Let's try this. Let's try 0.6, and then let's do the same extrusion here. Oh my goodness, obviously this, let's remove this for now. Let's put the selection here, and the offset should be the same, right? Edges. Okay, it seems to be working fine. And so now I can just extrude it all the way back. However, maybe these points here will have to be, I'll maybe have to pull those a little. Yeah. Yeah, so let me just adjust this a little bit. In order to adjust this, I'll just put the box here and pull this back a little, and then do the same on that side. So I'll need only 2 boxes instead of 4 if I do it that way. Okay. It seems there's a weird edge here. I don't know if what happens if I remove this. It seems okay. Well, we'll see later if there's still an issue here. It's a bit weird, this whole thing. Actually, maybe I selected also those edges here, so let me just make sure I have everything selected properly. Yeah, if I were to go further, it wouldn't work, right? So let's just decrease this. Decrease this again. Maybe I'm getting this because of the box here. Wait, let me just remove this. Oh, okay. So basically it was just the shadow of the box. So yeah, same thing as before. Here, I'll just take this set position, Shift D. Let's cancel all of this. Let's take this again. Let's put another one here. Okay. Let's go here. Okay. And then what I want to select is, well, first of all, I want to decrease this so I can see what my box looks like. Okay, so on this side it should be correct. Same thing here. So now I can increase the other edges here. So if I just select those edges and I pull them back, I should have a nice, profile here. Yeah, because those go inside. Okay. Yeah. So now what I'll do is I'll plug this into the selection, and then I'm selecting vertices right here, but it should still work. So let's just pull it towards the X direction. Okay, now I have a nice edge here, and it should match pretty well. Okay, same thing on the other side, and now let's do the same thing up there. So same procedure. Let's just remove this. Let's do that. Shift D. Let's remove all this. Okay. And now let's take the same node here we have. But let's adjust it so that it is shorter in the Y direction. Okay, so it's coming out of the edge here. Okay. Let me just make sure I didn't mess something up here. Okay, no, seems correct. Now let's increase the height. So we want to select, yeah, everything except for this edge here. So let's just increase here the Z value. Okay. Let's increase it a little more. Okay, and then this should work the same way. So here we're going to select those and then pull this in the X direction a little. Okay. Now everything should match properly. Yeah. So now we can extrude it again. All right.